Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the channel in celebration of the Eredivisie starting here within the next couple weeks. I have made my predictions for the upcoming season, and here we go. All right, let me share them with you. We'll start with 18th and work our way to see who's going to be taking home the trophy this year. In last place comes Almere City. They were promoted in third place last season, but they haven't brought anybody in. They haven't let anybody go. Their balances are even. Every number, for your information, every number you'll see in here is in euros, or usually in the millions of euros unless otherwise stated. But Almere City, I don't see them sticking around in the Eredivisie, and I see them heading straight back down to the second division after this. Finishing right above Almere City in the last of our automatic relegation spots, I have PEC Zwolle. They finished second and were promoted last year. They haven't brought anybody in. They have lost Beelin, Taha, and Vanderbilt. They have a little bit of money to play with from transfers this offseason, but I really would like to see them make some signings, bring some people in a little bit, try to solidify that spot. As of right now, I see them getting bumped directly back down into the division below. The last club from promotion last season, Heracles, I see them going to a relegation playoff, but I don't know how that's going to shake out. I just see them landing in 16th place. They haven't brought anybody in. They haven't lost anybody. They do have recent Eredivisie experience, so that's the only reason I see them not getting in those automatic relegation places. But I need them to do something this offseason before the season starts. Our first team that is automatically safe in the Eredivisie next season is Excelsior Rotterdam. They have brought in one person for 175,000 euros. They haven't let anybody go. I think they will have a little bit of a drop off from where they were last year, finishing 14th place, but not too much. I think they'll still be relatively safe and be able to stay up without having to go to a relegation playoff this upcoming season. Here we go, finishing 14th, I have Volendam. I think they will have the exact same finish that they had last season. They didn't bring anybody in, they didn't let anybody go. I could theoretically see them dropping down to 15th, but Excelsior and Volendam, very close. Not a lot to separate those two clubs, but I see them not getting much better and finishing in the exact same place that they finished last year. NEC finished not 14th last year, they finished 12th, but I do see them dropping off a little bit, getting down to 13th. They have brought in Carson and Ross, but lost Sissoko and Kramer. They have a little bit of money to play with. They could theoretically bring in a signing or two before the window closes, but this team they just seem like a mid-table club for me. A little bit of a drop off from last year, down to 13th, but still mid-table, relatively safe. Finishing right above them, I have Fortuna Sittard, who will actually, they'll just switch places. I have them going up to 12th place after finishing 13th last year. They haven't brought anybody in, they haven't lost anybody, right? That's why I see them leapfrogging NEC. I think they'll be pretty close. It could go either way, but yet again, just another mid-table team, not fighting for Europe, but also not really worried about relegation. Another team I see a little bit of a drop off for, I got RKC here. They finished 9th last year. They didn't sign anybody. They haven't lost anybody though. I need them a little bit of freshen up of the squad. They're going to drop 2 places for me into the bottom half of the table. Yet again, solid mid-table team here. If they bring in somebody later, like as this window comes to a close or in January, I could see them getting back into the top half, but right now I have them in 11th. Here we have a little bit of a jump. All right, so Go Ahead Eagles, they finished 11th last year. I have them jumping 1 spot, finishing 10th, still the bottom half of the table. But they have spent a little bit of money, bringing in some players, freshening up the squad a little bit. So that's why I have them going from 11th up to 10th this year. But yet again, solid mid-table second half of the team, or second half of the league team here. Another leapfrog, we have Vitesse going from 10th up into the top half of the table, finishing 9th. They haven't brought anybody in, they haven't lost anybody. But I think 9, 10, 11, and 12, even 13 are going to be really close points-wise. So 9th place, jumping into the top half of the table, I have Vitesse. Holding in 8th place, I have Heerenveen. They haven't brought anybody in. They did sell Van Ewijk for 4.3 million euros, so they have a little bit of money to play with, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try and bring in a signing or 2 before the window closes. I see them sticking right in 8th place there, not really challenging for Europe, but not too worried about falling down the table anywhere. So solid 8th place. Getting to the business end of the table here, we have Twente, who finished 5th last year, but they brought in Cerny and Zerwaki, but they have sold Ugal, Taha, and Roger. So not a lot of money to play with. I know that says 9.1 million euros there, but I don't see them trying to bring in too much. That will be about it. I see them falling a little bit, 2 spots down to 7th from last year.
I've seen you in a movie, I heard you in a song. Now I know that this will never go wrong. Like you already knew me, that's why we get along. Yeah, I know that this will never go.
Finishing right above them, we have Sparta Rotterdam finishing in 6th place again. They have signed a couple of people for less than $1 million combined, so I see them sticking in a solid 6th place. Them and Twente competing pretty hard for those 5, 6, 7 spots there, but not quite reaching all the way up into Europe, not in my opinion anyways. Finishing right outside of our last European spot in 5th place, I have FC Utrecht. They did actually finish in 7th last year, and they spent a little bit of money, not let anybody go. I see them jump in from seventh into fifth, almost getting into Europe, but not quite getting up in there yet. Maybe next year, but I don't see it happen then this year. A little bit of a fall off from last year's champions, Fire Nord. I see them dropping down to fourth. They have Champions League football this year. They let go of a decent amount of players, one of which was Kokshu for 25 million euros. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a drop off here. They'll still end up in Europe. I think they'll do decently okay. They might make, if they're lucky, they might make the round of 16 in the Champions League, but we'll see. Finishing in third place, I have Eze. They have sold a lot of their players, but I still see them jumping up into third. I don't know, I just like them more than Feyenoord this season. Even though they have 36.17 million euros worth of like a balance right now, that just means they can go and spend that money somewhere. You know, bring in some players, do what they do. I think they're going to jump one spot up into the Europa League. Finishing in second this year, I have Ajax. Jumping from third, it was a really low year for them last year. I have them getting back up into the Champions League spots, but not quite reaching the trophy. They have lost Timber, Bassi, and Regier, only bringing in, as of right now, as of time recording, Tahirovic for 7.5 million euros. I see them getting a little bit better. You know, they are in the Europa League. They might do pretty well in the Europa League this season. I see them finishing in the Champions League spots next year. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023-2024 Eredivisie champions, PSV. They have spent money. They brought in U.S. men's national team striker Ricardo Pepi. I see him going wild. He played decently well for Groningen last year, so hopefully he can keep it going with a better team where he gets better assists, better balls into the box. And I see them making that last leap up into first place this year. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking around and watching this entire video. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Send this to your friends. Head down in the comments. Tell me where I got wrong. If you see, for whatever reason, Ajax is just going to get relegated this year, please let me know, because I would really like to know where that came from and what your thinking is on that one. But I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos. This is part 5 of the Big 5 European Leagues projections for this season. If you're wondering why I did the Eredivisie and not Ligue 1, in the UEFA League coefficient, the Eredivisie is above Ligue 1 this year. So if you want me to do the Ligue 1 predictions, just let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.